mysteries and legends have built this place. These stones have felt the touch of the first pagans who built their sanctuaries here. Here, in Ukraine's Podilski Tovtry hill range, is the Ukrainian Stonehenge. Wanderers' steps might lead them to discover fantastic places, like the Hermit's Cave, or the ancient dolmen, or the only ship-shaped castle in Europe, or the unique Tripilian pottery. The scenery is worth the walk, especially the landscapes of Medobori National Park. All of this and more to explore in today's Unexplored Ukraine, from Ternopil to Tovtry. Seas, deserts, rivers, and mountains. Ukraine is known for its magnificent and unique landscapes, but the mysterious Podilski Tovtry truly stands out. Ternopil region lies in the western part of Ukraine and covers a little over 2% of its landmass. Here you can find many amazing places that are unlike anywhere else. In the Husiatyn district, about 450 kilometers from Kiev, you can find Medobori National Park. The reserve is part of a unique geological formation, Podilski Tovtry. It stretches across 3 regions, Ternopil, which we are focusing on, Khmelnytskyi, and Chernivtsi. Podilski Tovtry is what remains of a primeval mountain range. 15 to 20 million years ago, this area was part of the Sarmatian Sea. When the land changed and the sea dried out, the coral reef was covered in earth, then later a forest. What resulted was a magnificent geological and botanical formation that is rich in flora and fauna. Its name is most likely derived from the honey plants that grow abundantly here. This makes the territory very popular among ecotourism aficionados. This path is called Buhit, and it stretches 7 kilometers to a sanctuary by the same name. The old-growth forest, with its crystal-clear air, will not let you feel tired. The forest path merges into an old road dating back to the Scythian period. On the left, we can see burial mounds used by the earliest Slavic inhabitants.
It's a territory of many cemeteries where many people were buried. These burials are from many different times and come in many different styles.
The higher up in the mountain you climb, the better you can see the earthen walls. In the olden days, they were meant to protect Buhit. A small passageway leads to the public area, where the rooms for sacrificers and pilgrims were located, as well as longhouses called kutini. The pagans organized gatherings and holidays here.
Саме капище було відділене високим муром, валом, яке з одного боку.
The ritual site was separated by a high fence. Priests, shamans, and people who came to take part in the ritual entered into the area through a special passage. The rest of the area was intended for daily use by shamans and priests.
Інша частина самого святилища – це та частина, де знаходилися волхви та жреці. Тут були їхні будиночки,
Their houses and other buildings were located there. A longhouse has also been found there, which might have been used to hold various ceremonies.
Місце від довгого такого будиночка контина. Скоріше всього, у цьому приміщенні, у будиночку контині, збиралися люди для здійснення якогось обряду.
Everything has been preserved remarkably well. That includes 8 sacrificial pits and a podium which once held the idol of Svetovid, a god of war and divination. The original statue who survives was kept in the Krakow Regional Museum in Poland. Ukraine only has replicas of the statue. One of them can be found in Medobori. The Zbruch idol, as it is called, is a 2.67-meter-high tetrahedral pillar that weighs half a ton. It is made from limestone, and every side of the idol depicts a particular pagan god that looks in a certain direction. The idol faces the 4 sides of the world. Additionally, the pillar is divided into 3 layers. The lowest symbolizes the underworld, the middle one is for the world of humans. The uppermost section represents the world of the gods. Its rounded cap is the symbol of the chief deity. The Zbruch idol is a unique monument whose stone faces have seen many secrets.
Прикарпатська археологічна експедиція працювала на території Гусятинщини, тобто
The Prikarpatia Archaeological Expedition worked in the Medobori Mountains in between the Lychovsky and Gorodnitsia villages from 1984 to 1989. Many exciting things had been unearthed. The scientists have concluded that the Zbruch cult site has been in Medibori from the 9th to 13th centuries. Obviously, the pagans were afraid of being followed and having their gods destroyed. This center of paganism existed up until the 17th century.
У вчених Русанової і Тимощука знаходився Збруцький культовий центр, який діяв приблизно із 9 століття до середини 13 століття. Очевидно, язичники боялися якихось переслідувань і боялися, щоб їхнього бога кудись не забрали, не знищили. То сам оцей центр культовий, він продовжував ще діяти навіть до 17 століття.
There were 3 sanctuary settlements on the territory of the cultic site. They were Bohit, Vanny Harad, and Hovda. They had been erected on the highest point, where they then built their pagan temples.
Зараз ми на сакральній частині святилища і підходимо до найбільш цікавої, найбільш основної частини цього капища, яке є...
We are now in the inner sanctum, and we are approaching the most important part of the complex. This is a circular-shaped area, raised up to about half a meter above ground and lined with limestone.
Де в центрі якого знаходився Збруцький, відомий Збруцький ідол Святовид.
This is the place where the idol used to be. There are 8 ritual pits in the form of petals around the temple. When the torches were lit, it all looked like a beautiful flower that surrounded the temple and the idol.
У вигляді пелюсток. І коли в цих ритуальних ямах запалювалося вогні, то це капище мало вигляд такої красивої квітки, яка обрамлювала це капище цього ідола по колу.
The altar was a little away from the idol. The altar was functioning all year round. The fire was constantly kept lit, and gifts to the gods were being brought there at all times. There are huge gates called dolmen on the descent from Bohit. Worn down over time, the stones have become dark and overgrown with moss. Their purpose remains unknown. It could have been a gateway to other worlds, or a prayer site, or even a kind of Ternopil Stonehenge. Only one thing is known for sure: the dolmen are a place of power. Vanny Harad was the biggest sanctuary in Medibori. This place is filled with legends and mysteries.
Ми знаходимося на Звенигороді, власне, на святилищі Звенигороді.
We are in Vanny at the most holy part of the sanctuary, which we can call an altar. The area is separated from the rest of the site by the wall that we saw earlier.
Того святилища. Там тим валом, який ми раніше бачили, ця частина повністю, вся територія відобмежена від іншої території.
The wall behind us separates this sacred part of the sanctuary from the public area for pilgrims. This sacred part housed 4 temples, 4 idol statues, and 4 altars.
На оцій сакральній частині святилища знаходилося 4 капища, на яких знаходилося 4 статуї ідолів і 4 жертовники біля кожного.
Vanny Harad lies close to populated areas. This explains why they are not preserved in the best condition. All of them were once lined with limestone, which locals have since taken to be used for their own purposes. There's another interesting fact, though. Scientists are confident that after the baptism of Kievan Rus, the event when Rus became a Christian land, the center of pagan worship moved from Kiev to Vanny Harad.
При розкопках, особливо в районі жертовників, тут було знайдено велику кількість доказів паломництва сюди з усіх інших районів Київської Русі. Були знайдені гривни і київська.
During excavations, especially near the altars, a large amount of evidence of pilgrimage were uncovered. Kievan and Novgorodian hrivnas have been found, as well as women's jewelry made in different areas of the Kievan Rus. So, we can postulate that this sanctuary became the center of East Slavic paganism at the destruction of the Kievan sanctuary on Volodymyr Hill.
Святилище було центральним після руйнування київського святилища на Володимирській гірці.
Vanny Harad is an unusual place. Anyone who has been here will say that they felt something mysterious and inexplicable. The outskirts are no different. The hermit cave can be found in the forest thickets at the top of Slipny Yar. According to legend, 300 years ago, or maybe even more, A lone wanderer found this rock to his liking. He slept on his stone bed, ate anything that he could forage, and spent most of his time in prayer. He was good with herbs, and even did some doctoring. Everything around this cave is mysterious. For example, the lightning clearing. According to locals, during rain and thunderstorms, it always gets struck by lightning. As a result, no tree in this clearing grows higher than a meter. Another attraction of Slipny Yar is the healing springs. Local experts claim that each of them helps with different diseases. Water from different sources even tastes differently. The local legend says if you venture into Slipny Yar, be quiet and do not look back, so as not to disturb its rest. Otherwise, you will not be healed by its waters. There are 3 such waters, one for the heart, another for the nerves, and the third for eye diseases. Tovtry Mountain is a place where you can endlessly enjoy the surrounding scenery. It had been a sharp spire in ancient times, hence its name. But limestone mining has deformed the mountain. Now, this area is part of the reserve. It is also interesting because there are fossils left over from organisms that lived in the warm Sarmatian Sea 15 to 20 million years ago. The climate in this area is very mild. In winter, the temperature rarely falls below 3 degrees, and in summer, it typically stays below 20. Even though it is not that easy to get here, this remote place will leave you with an unforgettable experience you will remember for a lifetime. This is the world-famous boat-shaped castle, also known as Arboretum Castle. It is also located in Husiatyn district. Only a small part of this unique European structure has been preserved. The outer and inner walls of the northwestern part of the castle fortifications are in good condition. According to historical documents, Martin Kalinowski began the construction of the castle in the mid-17th century. Keeping in mind the cannons of the era, the castle was built on a high hill. It is washed by the river Sukadal on 3 sides. Every measure was taken to prevent the enemy from approaching the castle unnoticed. To fully feel the grandeur of the castle, it is best to look at it from below and from the northern side. There, it really looks like a huge ship. The Husiatyn district is small, but is a real treat for tourists. Many monuments of history and culture can be seen here, and you can also learn a new skill. There's a unique folk craftsman working with ceramics modeled after the ancient Trypillian technology. The famous potter Vasyl lives and works in the village of Tovtry. His works are exhibited in many museums of Europe, and some are in private collections. He is an old believer, and he only works with a traditional oven. The craftsman often uses Trypillian patterns, local clay, and the brightest ideas for his work. The master is constantly making new works of art. After the crockery is dry, it is put into the furnace. Its quality depends on whether or not it is properly baked.
Так, процес випалювання. Від того моменту, коли я запалю, як то кажуть, запалю піч, проходить десь 8-10.
The process of baking, from the moment I light up the oven, lasts around 8 to 10 hours. First, I burn dry wood. Generally, the entire process uses dry wood. Wet wood can be the source of steam, which would make the clay crack.
Цілий процес проходить з сухими дровами. Якщо мокрий, попаде, відділяє в печі пару, і вироби можуть потріскати деякі. 10-8 годин, так, випало. Під кінець кидається.
In the end, I throw in a lot of firewood to raise the temperature to 950 to 1,000 degrees. Before cooling the furnace, so the finished product can be removed, 2 to 3 days must pass. The long and difficult process of creating a true masterpiece is complete. Of course, every housewife dreams of having such dishes in her kitchen. Local food served on dishes from the craftsman tastes even better. For example, potato pancakes. Appetizing with a golden crust, baked in the oven. Potato pancakes are always served with garlic sour cream. It also goes well with fried bacon and onions. Another place with extraordinary nature is the Germanivsky Arboretum.
Площа нашого дендропарку 56 гектарів. Красується на цій площі 1500 видів деревних,
The area of our Arboretum covers 56 hectares. 1,500 species of woody plants, including 103 species of pine trees, grow here. Our park is beautiful in all seasons. If you come here in early spring, you'll see how beautifully the forsythias, magnolia cobus, and cucumber magnolia bloom.
Пізніше, після форзиції ранньої, зацвітає магнолія кобус і магнолія огіркова. Змінює їх тюльпанове дерево.
The Dniester River is flowing not far from the Arboretum. It's not very deep here, and the shores are beautiful. There are plenty of places for fishing and for solitude. It's the perfect place to enjoy unforgettable sunsets. It seems there's everything a traveler would love. Extreme sportsmen have rafting, pilgrims will find their holy places, and those who need to improve their health will find springs filled with healing water. Ukraine is a beautiful and unexplored country. Everyone should come and discover it for themselves.